Let me start with something most people won't admit. You usually know when a decision isn't working, not immediately, but earlier than you're willing to admit. Here's the uncomfortable truth. People don't stay in bad decisions because they don't see the problem. They stay because leaving would cost them their identity. Let me explain. Think about a decision you defended for too long, a job, a relationship, a business idea, a belief, a lifestyle. There was a moment, quiet, subtle, when doubt appeared. Not panic, just a signal. This doesn't feel right anymore. What did you do? You didn't leave. You explained. You told yourself, it's just a rough phase. I've already invested so much. It would be stupid to quit now. Things will improve. Those explanations didn't come from logic. They came from attachment. Now here's what's really happening psychologically. A decision doesn't live alone. It accumulates weight, time spent, effort invested, reputation attached, ego committed, stories told to others. So when evidence appears that the decision is wrong, it's not just the decision being challenged, it's everything connected to it. If this was a mistake, what does that say about my judgment? About my intelligence? About the years I spent defending it? That's a heavy price. So the mind delays. Now watch how the defense escalates. At first, you reinterpret signals. Red flags become challenges. Warnings become negativity. Patterns become temporary issues. Then you start selectively listening. You lean toward voices that agree with you. You avoid people who ask hard questions. Not consciously, naturally. Now here's the dangerous shift. Once you've defended a decision publicly, backing out feels humiliating. So instead of correcting course, you double down. You invest more time, more effort, more justification. Not because it's working, but because stopping would feel worse. That's how bad decisions survive. Now let's make this personal. Have you ever stayed somewhere not because it was good, but because leaving would force explanations? Have you ever defended a choice long after the evidence turned, just so you wouldn't look inconsistent? That's not weakness, that's human psychology, but it's expensive. Now here's the part most people miss. Defending a bad decision often feels like strength. You tell yourself, I'm committed. I don't quit. I push through. But there's a difference between commitment and stubbornness. Commitment responds to reality. Stubbornness resists it. Now look at power and leadership. Why do leaders cling to failing strategies? Because changing direction publicly looks like loss of authority. So they rename failure. It's part of the long-term vision. This was always the plan. We just need more time. And followers often accept it because admitting the truth would mean admitting they trusted wrong. Now here's the deepest layer. Sometimes you defend a bad decision because walking away would force you to confront fear. Fear of starting over. Fear of uncertainty. Fear of judgment. Fear of admitting wasted time. So the mind chooses familiar pain over unfamiliar freedom. That's not rational. It's protective. Now here's the shift strong people make. They separate self-worth from past decisions. They don't ask, how do I justify this? They ask, if I were deciding today with what I know now, would I choose this again? If the answer is no, they act, even if it's uncomfortable. They understand this rule. Time already spent is gone. Ego already invested is irrelevant. Only future cost matters. Now listen carefully. The longer you defend a bad decision, the more it costs you. Not just time, clarity. You lose the ability to see cleanly because your identity is entangled. That's how people wake up years later and say, I knew, but I didn't want to admit it. So remember this. Defending a bad decision doesn't make it right. It just makes it harder to escape. The moment you stop asking, how do I justify this? And start asking, what is this costing me now? is the moment power returns. This was why you defend bad decisions longer than you should. Stay sharp.
Thanks for spending time with us. If this sparked a new way of thinking, hit like and subscribe to keep the ideas flowing. And don't forget, check the description for the links to the resources and the original books we used today. We'll see you in the next one.